Stop right there. Before you scroll away, I have a question that will change how you see the world forever. Do you believe being good keeps you safe? That kindness is a shield? That generosity builds loyalty and honesty earns respect? If you answered yes, you are about to discover the most dangerous lie society has ever sold you. The biggest mistake people make is believing that being good means being safe. But here is the brutal truth. Goodness is like fire. Uncontrolled, it can burn through everything you've built, your relationships, your career, your dreams. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He watched good leaders fall. He saw kind rulers destroyed. He witnessed generous people betrayed by the very ones they helped, and he documented it all. Today, I will share his hidden truth with you, the shocking cost of goodness that nobody talks about. In the next few minutes, you will learn why your goodness is actually making you weak, why people don't respect your kindness, they exploit it, and most importantly, how to transform goodness from your greatest weakness into your most powerful weapon. But first, let me be clear. I am not telling you to become evil. I am not asking you to hurt people. I am showing you how to be good strategically, not blindly. Because the reality is, in a world full of wolves, being a sheep gets you eaten alive. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose strategic goodness. From today, everything changes. You will no longer use goodness blindly. You will use it strategically. In this video, we will uncover why goodness doesn't always protect you. In fact, it often destroys you. And we will see exactly how to transform it into a source of real power. Let's start with the first shocking truth.
Think of the kindest person you know. Now ask yourself, are they truly respected, or are they the person everyone calls only when they need something? The truth is, being good makes you vulnerable, not secure. When you are consistently kind, you become predictable. People know you won't fight back. They know you won't say no. They know they can push you around because you're too nice to respond. You become the office doormat, the friend who always pays, the family member who always says yes, even when it hurts you. Let me tell you about someone I knew. He was the best team manager I ever met. He always helped his team, covered for them, put their needs first. Guess what happened? They promoted someone else over him. Why? Because nice people don't look like leaders, they look like servants. People don't respect your goodness, they exploit it. When you are always available, your help becomes worthless. When you never set boundaries, people will keep crossing them. When you never show teeth, people assume you don't have any. Your goodness becomes your weakness because it signals to the world that you can be taken advantage of. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves." You have been trying to survive as a sheep in a world full of wolves, and that is exactly why you keep getting hurt. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I protect my energy. Here is something that will change your mind. The more you give to people, the less they appreciate it. I know it sounds backwards, but hear me out. Generosity creates short-term applause. People clap for you. They say nice things. It feels amazing. But over time, something twisted happens. Your generosity breeds dependency, entitlement, and eventually resentment. When you help someone once, they are grateful. When you help them twice, they are thankful. But when you help them 10 times, they start expecting it. Your exceptional kindness becomes their new normal. If you ever stop, they don't remember the 9 times you said yes. They remember the 1 time you said no. Suddenly, you are the selfish one. You are the bad guy. Think about parents who give their children everything. At first, the children are thankful, but soon the gifts become expected. And if the parents ever say no, the children get angry. The same happens in friendships. You always pick up the check. You always drive. You always help people move. At first, they appreciate it, but eventually they stop saying thank you. They just assume you'll handle it. And if you ever need a favor in return, they're suddenly too busy. This is the generosity trap. You give and give until giving becomes your identity. The moment you need to receive, or even just stop giving, you become the villain in everyone else's story. Your constant generosity doesn't build loyalty, it builds addiction. And like any addict, people get angry when their supply is cut off.
The psychological truth behind this is hedonic adaptation. We get used to good things quickly. What once felt special becomes normal. Your repeated acts of kindness lose their power over time. They become invisible. But your single act of saying no, that stands out. That is what they remember. This happens everywhere. At work, if you always stay late, it becomes your normal. Leave on time once, and suddenly you're not committed. In relationships, if you always compromise, compromise becomes expected. Stand your ground once, and you're being difficult. Machiavelli understood this. Benefits ought to be conferred gradually, and in that way they will taste better. Scarcity creates value. Abundance destroys it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I give strategically.
Here is a truth that might make you uncomfortable. Society believes in appearances, not reality. People don't care if you are actually good. They care if you look good. They don't judge your heart. They judge your image. This means that to maintain power and respect, you must wear the mask of goodness while keeping control beneath the surface. Look at the most successful people you know. Do you think they got there by being genuinely nice to everyone? No. They got there by being smart about when, how, and to whom they show their goodness. They smile in public and make hard decisions in private. They show mercy when it serves them and strength when it's needed. They understand that the appearance of virtue is more powerful than virtue itself. This isn't about being fake. This is about being strategic. Think of a doctor who must cut you open to save your life. Is the doctor being cruel? No. The doctor is doing what needs to be done, even if it causes temporary pain. Real leaders understand that sometimes being truly good means looking temporarily bad. Sometimes helping someone means saying no. Sometimes protecting your team means making unpopular decisions. The mask of virtue isn't about deception, it's about timing. It's about knowing when to show your soft side and when to show your steel. Most people get this backwards. They show weakness to enemies and strength to friends. Smart people do the opposite. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Perception shapes reality. If people perceive you as weak,
you become weak. If they perceive you as strong, you become strong. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control my image.
Everything you do has a cost. Every favor you grant. Every time you say yes when you want to say no. Every moment you spend helping others instead of building yourself. Most good people never consider this. They give until they have nothing left. Then they wonder why they feel exhausted, resentful, and used. Here is what you must understand. Your time, energy, and resources are finite. When you spend them on others, you have less for yourself. Acknowledging this isn't selfish, it's mathematical. Unlimited kindness drains your strength, and when you're drained, you can't help anyone, including yourself.
Think of airplane safety instructions. Put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Why? Because if you pass out, 2 people need help instead of 1. Life works the same way. If you exhaust yourself helping others, you become a burden instead of an asset. Smart people understand that to survive and thrive, you must guard your resources and energy carefully. This doesn't make you mean, it makes you sustainable. I learned this the hard way. For years, I said yes to everyone, every request, every favor. I thought I was being good, but I became resentful. My own project suffered, and I became less able to help those who truly needed it. I realized a crucial lesson. Saying yes to everyone means saying no to yourself. And when you abandon yourself, you eventually abandon everyone else. The most generous people in history weren't the ones who said yes to everything. They were the ones who said no to most things so they could say yes to the right things in a big way. Machiavelli said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." You cannot command others if you cannot command your own time, energy, and resources. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I protect my resources. I am not telling you to become heartless. Mercy, honesty, and generosity are not to be thrown away, but these virtues must be used like weapons, precisely at the right time for maximum effect. A sword on a shelf protects no one. A sword in the hands of a skilled warrior at the right moment can save a kingdom. Your goodness should work the same way. When you help someone, it should be intentional. When you show mercy, it should be strategic. When you are generous, it should create the outcome you desire. For example, instead of helping everyone a little, help the right people a lot. Instead of being nice to everyone, be exceptionally kind to those who matter. Instead of saying yes to everything, say yes powerfully to the things that align with your goals. This approach does 3 things. Your help becomes more valuable because it's scarce. You create bigger positive impacts because you are focused. People respect you more because you are selective. Think of the most respected leaders in history. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't gentle with injustice. He confronted it powerfully. Mother Teresa didn't help everyone. She focused intensely on the poorest of the poor. They were good people, but they were strategically good. They used virtue as a tool to create change, not as a way to be liked. How do you do this? Before saying yes to any request, ask, does this align with my values and goals? Can I do this without depleting myself? Will this person appreciate and respect what I'm doing? If the answer to any is no,
You say no kindly but firmly. When you do say yes, you do it fully. You give your best effort. You create real value. This way, your yeses matter. Your help is remembered. Your generosity creates loyalty instead of entitlement. Machiavelli said, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." Sometimes, keeping your word to one person means breaking it to another. Sometimes, being good to your family means being firm with your co-workers. Strategic virtue isn't about being selfish, it's about being effective.
Here is something that will change how you see human nature forever. Gratitude is temporary. The favors you do, the help you provide, the sacrifices you make, they have an expiration date in people's memories. Repeated favors stop feeling like gifts and turn into obligations. What starts as "thank you so much" becomes "you should do this," becomes "why didn't you do this?" You help your neighbor move, they're grateful. You help them again 6 months later, still thankful, but less so. A third time, now they expect it. The fourth time, they don't even ask, they assume. And if you can't, suddenly you're the bad guy. This is human psychology. We adapt to good treatment. We take it for granted. We start seeing exceptional kindness as normal. In the end, people remember the advantage they got from you, not the kindness you showed them. This pattern repeats everywhere. The person who always says yes becomes the person everyone expects to say yes. The reliable helper becomes the automatic choice for every problem. And when that person finally sets a boundary, they're treated as if they've betrayed everyone's trust. The more consistently kind you are, the less your kindness is valued. The more available you are, the less special your availability becomes. This is the illusion of gratitude. We think that doing more good will make people more grateful, but actually it makes them less grateful because they expect more. The people who appreciate you most are often the ones you help least frequently. The people who take you for granted are usually the ones you help most often. This doesn't mean people are evil. It means they are human, and humans naturally adjust their expectations based on experience. Understanding this doesn't mean you stop being kind. It means you must be strategic. Set boundaries. Make your help conditional sometimes. Let people experience what it's like when you're not there to solve their problems. Machiavelli said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel." People see what you're doing now more clearly than they remember what you did before. Your past kindness becomes invisible. Your current actions are what they judge you by. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I create lasting impact. Results over intentions. The world judges outcomes, not motives. You might have the purest heart and the best intentions, but if your actions don't create the results you want, none of that matters. History doesn't remember people who meant well. It remembers people who got things done. Let me ask you, would you rather be remembered as someone who was really nice but didn't accomplish much, or someone who seemed tough but actually made the world better? Most people choose the first option because it feels safer. But being remembered as just nice means being forgotten entirely. There's a brutal truth. Sometimes being truly good means doing things that don't look good in the moment. Surface-level kindness creates temporary comfort, while tough decisions create lasting impact.
A parent who disciplines their child is teaching important lessons. A teacher who gives tough grades is preparing students for the real world. A boss who sets high standards is helping their team grow stronger. Real goodness is about results, not appearances. It's about creating positive outcomes, not just positive feelings. This is where most good people go wrong. They focus on being liked instead of being effective. They choose comfort over growth. They pick temporary peace over lasting change. But the truth is, if you're not getting the results you want from your goodness, you're not being good enough. You're being nice, and there is a difference. Nice people avoid conflict. Good people resolve it. Nice people tell people what they want to hear. Good people tell them what they need to hear. Nice people maintain the status quo. Good people create positive change. The world is full of nice people who accomplish nothing. What the world needs is good people who get results. Machiavelli said, "The end justifies the means." This doesn't mean do evil for a good outcome. It means your good intentions are meaningless if they don't create good results. People don't live inside your heart. They live with the consequences of your actions. Real goodness requires courage. It requires you to prioritize outcomes over appearances. It requires you to stop asking, "Will they like me?" and start asking, "Will this actually make things better?" People won't remember your intentions. They'll remember what you built, what you changed, and what you left behind.
Legacy and survival. Let's talk about what really matters, how you'll be remembered and what you leave behind. History doesn't honor the merely good. It honors those who survived, endured, and turned their struggles into greatness. Think about it. Can you name 5 nice people from history? Probably not. But you can name 5 people who created lasting change, even if they weren't always pleasant. Steve Jobs wasn't known for being nice. He was demanding and difficult. But he created products that changed the world. I'm not saying you should be mean. I'm saying that being remembered for making a difference is better than being forgotten for being agreeable. Here is what most people don't understand about legacy. You can't leave a positive mark on the world if you don't survive long enough to make one. Survival, in business, in relationships, in life, requires more than just being good. It requires being smart, strategic, and sometimes tough. The kindest people can't help anyone if they are crushed by those who take advantage of them. The most generous people can't give anything if they give everything away too early. You have to survive first, then you can thrive, then you can create your legacy. This means protecting yourself so you can protect others. Building yourself up so you can lift others up. Getting strong so you can help the weak. It's not selfish, it's strategic. It's not cruel, it's careful. It's not about abandoning goodness, it's about preserving it so it can actually make a difference. Look at the people who create lasting positive change. They are not pushovers. They are not people-pleasers. They are not afraid to say no, set boundaries, and make hard decisions. They understand that being good isn't about being weak. It's about being powerful enough to choose goodness when it matters most. Weakness just makes you a victim, even with the best intentions. Conclusion. We've covered a lot of ground today, but let me leave you with the most important lesson of all. Goodness without strategy is the most dangerous trap you can fall into.
It makes you vulnerable to exploitation. It drains your resources until you have nothing left. It creates expectations you can't sustain, and ultimately it prevents you from creating the positive impact you truly want to make. But goodness with strategy, that becomes a weapon of survival and influence, a tool for creating real change, the foundation for a life and legacy that actually matters. You now know the shocking cost of blind goodness. You understand why generosity can trap you, why gratitude fades, and why good intentions without results are worthless. More importantly, you know how to transform your goodness from a weakness into a strength, how to be kind strategically, how to help effectively, how to create outcomes that matter. Before you leave, I want you to make a decision. Are you going to keep being good in the old way, blindly, without boundaries, until it destroys you? Or are you going to start being good in the new way, strategically, effectively, powerfully? So here is the real question, and this is what will determine your future. Will goodness weaken you, or will you master it and turn it into power? The choice is yours, but now you have the knowledge to choose wisely. If this video opened your eyes to something new, hit that like button. If you want more truth that challenges how you see the world, subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, share this video with them. Your goodness is not your weakness. When used strategically, it becomes your greatest strength. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I master strategic goodness. Remember, in a world full of wolves, don't be a sheep, be a shepherd. Be someone who protects the flock, not through weakness, but through wisdom, strategy, and strength. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.